Well, good day everyone, and welcome to Neston 2025. I'm Renat Berry, and I spearhead business development in the Asia Pacific region here at Flightbase. I am absolutely thrilled to have all of you here with us, and just want to know how everyone is doing. Please drop a quick note in the chat box and let me know where you're all joining from and what you're most excited about for today. Also, please do not forget to share your thoughts on our NestGen Wall of Love using the hashtag NestGen. Today's session is titled Optimizing Warehouse Asset Monitoring with Dog Drones. As you know, this will be covering one of Aerodyne's deployments for TNV. Aerodyne, being the world's largest drone solution provider, has been using innovative dog drone solutions and is now revolutionizing the asset monitoring in warehouse environments. They drive efficiency, safety, and operational excellence. Aerodyne Group is a global leader in drone technology and data analytics, and they deliver integrated solutions that empower industries to optimize their operations. The speaker for today is Asfar. Asfar Helmi here is the technical product manager in the Aerodyne operations and engineering department. He has over 9 years of experience in remote sensing and a deep specialization in drone technology. Asfar is actually shaping the future of Aerodyne's nested drone solutions. His contributions in advancing Aerodyne's initiatives in Chile's mining and energy sectors have been pivotal. I also work closely with Asper, and I know that he is the absolute right person to speak on these kind of topics. So he will be showing you how drone dog technology is set to transform warehouse asset monitoring. Before we begin today's session, there are just a few house rules that I would want to keep on the table. Please type any sort of questions that you have into the chat box or the Q&A box. We would be addressing them in the question and answer segment that will be post Asfar's presentation. This session is also being recorded and will be available for viewing after the event. Please do not forget to share your favorite moments of NestGen on social media. Please use the hashtag NestGen. Also, a huge shout out to our sponsors, Commercial UAV News, AVSS, Fly Freely, UAV Onic, Drone Lab, and Drone Nerds. And now, without further ado, I would want to hand over the stage to Asfar, who will deeply dive into how dog drones are optimizing warehouse asset monitoring and driving operational excellence. Over to you, Asfar.
Thank you, Nina. So if I'm able to share my screen right now for presentation. Sure. Hello, everyone. First and foremost, I would like to thank you for joining my session today. Today we will be talking about how do Aerodyne help one of the leading energy company over here in Malaysia, the Tenaga Nasional Berhad, optimize their warehouse assets that is specifically catered to support Malaysia electrical distribution and transmission industry. Today, like as we all know of people who is very familiar with modern warehouses, would know that a very large warehouse would be very difficult to manage, and also it would be very inefficient if things are chose to be done manually, right? You will have limited visibility in large warehouses, and it's also very time consuming to do all of the individual inventory, especially on asset verifications. I will address these challenges today. Before that, let's get to know about my company, our organization, Aerodyne. We are present in about 45 countries globally so far, and it is growing. Each of individual countries or each individual regional offices, they cater to several specific industries per se. Like in Malaysia, we are leading in energy and oil and gas. Or our regional offices in Brazil, for example, they are doing very well in oil and gas as well. In Chile, specifically mining. In USA, we are doing good in energy. And we provide drone services like using drone data, and value added with AI-powered analytic to solve complex industrial challenges. Like we've been in the industry since 2016, and we have a very strong track record of successful implementation, not only in Southeast Asia but across the world as well. And for this today's specific topic, we are one of TNB key partners that helping them striving their technology transformation. So about TNB, Tenaga Nasional Berhad, they are serving about 10 million household of customers in Malaysia, because they are the only energy suppliers over here in Peninsular Malaysia. And they operate extensive network of distributions and transmission lines from the north to the south of Peninsular Malaysia. And also, we also manage grid and export some part of our energy to our neighbors as well, especially to Singapore and as well as to Thailand. Okay, and about in regards to warehouse management, TNB is operating one of 14 hectares a warehouse in the central region of the country, where it serves the central region of Malaysia. Like this warehouse is of 43 hectares, and it is split into two parts. One part of it, on one end, it is handling distribution assets, and the other end, it is handling transmission assets, right? So from the previous picture, you will see that the area is vast. It is filled with a lot of equipment, be it wires, insulators, transformers, switches, etc. It is a very vast amount of equipment, and in a lot of quantities. So doing manual inspection will take a lot of time. In fact, when we spoke to our client initially back in 2023, their initial pain point would be the time constraint, because for each round of asset inspection, it will take them about 3 months to complete. However, the asset movement for this storage facility, it's on daily basis, on a working day. So from Monday to Friday, there will be a movement of equipments going in and out. So when you are progressing into your manual inspection schedule, like by the second week, your initial data doesn't matter much anymore. Like it'll not be as accurate. And also, due to the large movement of assets going in daily, space optimization is crucial, because for equipment like transformers, like a bulk of wire, they require a lot of space for storage, right? And 43 hectares is not a big of an area to store all of this large equipment. Hence, it would be very beneficial for the clients, for our clients, to know like how many more things can we put today or tomorrow or the other day. So those type of input would really help them manage their warehouse operation much more efficiently. So our solution, as I'm informed just now, we have been in talk with TNB for this specific project since September of 2023. Hence, by October of 2023, we have deployed one DJI Dock 1, the first version of DJI Dock that utilizes DJI Matrix 30 in TNB warehouse, where we have installed it and powered it with Starlink. And we've also used this flight-based enterprise platform and integrate our AWS server for flight-based enterprise, uploading all those data into our AWS so that we can later download all of these images captured and process it. We've also using AI that we've developed with TNB, like how do we detect each individual components, like um, how many type of transformers are there, how many types of insulators, what are their quantities, where are they located, etc. And we've also developed a software to visualize the asset information, right? So as you can see from this little image, just us flying in the warehouse area, and you can see little grid patterns over here. So this area, we have segregated or divided it into 5 sectors, where we will fly these 5 sectors on a daily basis, unless there are rains. Yeah. So we have set that 5 grid missions. We initially we would schedule it, but across time we noticed that the extreme weather in Malaysia affects our mission scheduling. Sometimes, like if we schedule for it to fly at 11 a.m., there will be rain or strong wind at 11 a.m. So we still go through our operations with mission scheduling, but we will have our pilots on standby to execute mission ad hocly. Yep. And daily data capture will be about 2,000 images for the whole 5 sectors. And all of the captured images will be stored in a flight base, and the flight base will transfer all those images to our AWS, where our data processors will do the mapping. And when orthomosaic is generated, we will run through our AI algorithm for post-processing and also to visualize all those informations in our software. Sorry. So we have been doing this consistently during working days from Monday to Friday since October 2023. Initially, obviously, there will be a lot of hiccups. It is a learning process. Field operation-wise, it's not a lot, but building the AI detection algorithm, that is the hard part, because for some smaller items, it is very hard for the drone to recognize if you are only doing grid missions mapping, right? So we need to teach the AI to estimate how many equipments that you can see from the image, and also estimate will there be any equipments under those equipment, like equipment stacking. So that is one of the major challenges as well, right? And we were able to achieve about 90% of detection accuracy so far. Obviously, it is different across the board. Like specifically, if you are talking about transformers only, the detection accuracy would be 95%. But if you are looking for cable bundles, the detection would be about 80 to 85%. But if you are looking into insulators, it'll be go back at high 90% range of accuracy. But all in all, we are able to relay critical information such as clear spaces, like empty spaces, to TNB every other day. So within like 24 hours, we can tell to our client that, oh, you still have about 20 acres of area left to put something, or there's still an empty section over here that you can plan and put something. And then the client's engineer actually take this input and plan for their next delivery, so that they can plan when the stock's moving, they already know where do they put the items. And yep, definitely rapid identification of inventory is part of the benefit as well, so that our AI, it can easily differentiate and identify and classify each of the equipment. Like even so, when we are talking about electrical insulators. There are a lot of types, and our AI models were able to differentiate it easily and also quantify it. But obviously, the quantification parts, it is still being improved. But right now, the accuracy levels is between 80 to 90%. So if you can see here from these images, this is part of the samples that you can see where the equipment that outlined in greens are the detected part, or if you can see like some small equipment is being outlined in green. Those are each an individual part as well. And also one more important thing is that we, like I said before, we can highlight there are empty spaces where the clients can plan out to put some more equipment. So next part. So this is part of the samples of the equipment that we are able to detect. As you can see, each of these has different level of detection accuracy. Even cable slab that you can see from here. They are actually doing some stacking. So there are two equipments on top of each other, right? So we have to train our AI to expect this and try to quantify it using DSM data as well to see like if there's any difference in altitude, so that it can easily detect whether it is only 1 unit or 2 units. The same goes for cable drum, etc. So future roadmap for this project. I would say so far TNB has been very pleased with the results. We are continuing to improve our detection algorithm, and so that we can detect much more type of materials, type of equipment, and with much more quantification quality, right? And we currently in the planning stage of deploying more nested drones at the same location, because instead of doing have one dock instead of having it for warehouse management, we are also deploying another dock for safety surveillance, for security purposes, right? We are also planning to deploy to other TNB places for security surveillance as well. And soon, right now we are in a testing phase to deploy one dock at a substation for weekly or monthly inspections. So far, so that is all my presentations. So if I have any question, I will appreciate if anyone have some question. Or maybe Ninad, if you...
Great. No, definitely. Thank you so much, Asfar, for all the insights that you were able to provide us. We did roll out a few polls during in the middle of the session, and people joining in were tuning in and voting in the polls. We are now open. The floor is now open to questions and answers. So everyone who's joined the session, please feel free to ask questions in the Q&A section. Aswar will be able to answer them for you.
Oh, you ran a poll about what is the biggest technical challenge in deploying dock drones for warehouse asset monitoring. I would say right now our biggest challenges would be indoor warehouses. Like, to me, if we can crack the codes and find one perfect solution for indoor warehouse management, that'll be very good. Because currently we have a limitation with the drones itself, isn't it? Where it requires GPS positioning so that you can properly map out and properly navigate in a space where we call it is a GPS denied environment, which is very hard to fly in. I hope someday that we can see a technology where the drone uses a SLAM and LiDAR, and complemented with a very high resolution camera with an ample lighting, so that we can help our client to help them manage their warehouses as well.
All right. Thank you so much, Asper. We've got question answers now coming in the Q&A section. The first one
Hmm.
is what are the primary regulatory challenges associated with deploying dog drone systems, and how can these be addressed?
The primary regulatory challenges, I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure about any other countries, but in Malaysia specifically, we have a very restrictive regulation about flying drone in a manner where you require it to operate the drones beyond visual line of sights. So, a lot of the civil aviation authority in the world will have a pretty much a very restrictive measure on this type of operation. Uh, Unluckily for us in Malaysia, it's much more strict, where we have to go through like a 5 month subjective audit process. So we need to demonstrate to civil aviation that that everything is safe to be conducted, especially the flights. The flights will not disturb current operations of people in the vicinity. Like, it will not impact on the health of the local people. It will not suddenly drop on someone else. So, and also that pilot will always have awareness, right? So I would
Right.
say, I would recommend that you need to check with your local authority for them to help you with. But if when you crack the code, you got your procedures to deploy this, it will be like a very rewarding technology to be used and on a daily basis.
Right. Right. Thank you so much for that, Asfar. We've got the next question that says, how is AI-driven predictive maintenance enhancing the reliability and efficiency of drone-enabled asset monitoring?
How AI predictive maintenance enhancing the reliability and efficiency of drone-enabled
Yeah.
asset monitoring. Okay, I would say with uh, a dog drone or a nested drone, some other names. These drones, because you are not relying on an actual operator on site, so the operator can sit somewhere comfortable in an office, or you can do a scheduled mission, and that drone actually can do a lot of work in a single day. Like, it has a very high productivity. But when your drone have a high productivity, usually you will have a bottleneck in your processing part of it. Like, you can take 10,000 image in a day, but then if there's no software that can help you process that 10,000 image, the data captured by the drones will not be useful. It has no value addition to the pictures. So I would say AI driven predictive maintenance, or whatever algorithm that you want to include in your processing pipeline, with AI, it can help you generate much more useful outputs. But in our case, or in this TNB case, it has helped TNB to improve their asset verification by tenfolds. Honestly, without it, a normal person will have to go there and do individual verification, or even if you want to rely on a mapping, on a daily mapping, and then let a GIS analyst do the identification on a daily basis. I would say one single map will take you at least 2 weeks for you to do the whole classification. But with AI, we can take the pictures today, and then TNB will have the result by the end of the next working day. And by the third day, they can use that insights already.
Wow, thank you so much, Asfar. That's pretty good to hear. We've got one question I think the last question out of the Q&A that have been asked, what strategies can organizations use to integrate these cutting-edge dog drone technologies with traditional asset monitoring?
That's a good question. I would say, what strategies? To me, it always, you do not plan out your deployment in, like, let's say you have like 100 hectares of area, and you directly buy like 50 docking station and start operating it. That will be, for us, it will be a very wrong strategies. My recommendation to you is start with one unit first, deploy it for 3 to 6 months, and see how has it added value into your operations, and then look at the value, and try, and you can try to scale it up. Maybe go for three docking, add another three docking stations, and see how it scales up again. Maybe by the end of the year, you will probably have five working docking station at your sites, maybe even 10. So use case of the docking station is a very important over here, and you need to think from a perspective that that each individual dog is one worker, honestly, that needs a lot of human hands to support for it to operate.
No, definitely. I completely agree with the last thing that you said, the last statement that you made, especially. Thank you so much, Asfar, for answering these questions. And also thanks a lot for, coming and sharing this with all the attendees here in the session. Very, very well put across. Thank you to the attendees for asking these questions, so on and so forth, and for being present in this session.
Thank
I
you.
Yep. I would just hope that everyone has a good day and great week ahead. Okay. Thank you
Great.
so much. Well, okay.
Thank you, Ninat. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.